and scattering flowers. There were scarlet soldiers everywhere along the pavements, and all the bells of all the churches were ringing like mad, and like a great song to the music of their ringing, he heard thousands of people shouting, "Long live Lionel! Long live our little king!" He was a little sorry at first that he had not put on his best clothes, but he soon forgot to think about that. If he'd been a girl, he would very likely have bothered about it the whole time. As they went along, the grave gentlemen, who were the Chancellor and the Prime Minister, explained the things that Lionel did not understand.
I thought we were a republic. I'm sure there hasn't been a king for some time.
Your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather's death happened when my grandfather was a little boy, and since then your loyal people have been saving up to buy you a crown. There's so much a week, you know, according to people's means. 6pence a week from those who have first-rate pocket money down to a halfpenny a week for those who haven't so much. You know, it's the rule that the crown must be paid for by the people.
But had my great, however much it is, grandfather, a crown?
Yes, but he sent it to be tinned over for fear of vanity, and he had had all the jewels taken out and sold them to buy books. He was a strange man. A very good king he was, but he had his faults. He was fond of books. Almost with his latest breath he sent the crowns to be tinned, and he never lived to pay the tinsmith's bill. Here the Prime Minister wiped away a tear, and just then the carriage stopped, and Lionel was taken out of the carriage to be crowned. Being crowned is much more tiring work than you would suppose, and by the time it was over, and Lionel had worn the royal robes for an hour or two, and had had his hand kissed by everybody whose business it was to do it, he was quite worn out, and was very glad to get into the palace nursery. Nurse was there, and tea was ready. Seedy cake and plummy cake, and jam and hot buttered toast, and the prettiest china with the red and gold and blue flowers on it, and real tea, and as many cups of it as you liked. After tea, Lionel said,
I think I should like a book. Will you get me one, nurse, please?
Oh, bless the child! You don't suppose you've lost the use of your legs with just being a king? Now run along, do, and get your books yourself.
So Lionel went down into the library. The Prime Minister and the Chancellor were there, and when Lionel came in, they bowed very low, and were beginning to ask Lionel most politely what on earth he was coming bothering for now, when Lionel cried out,
Oh, what a world full of books! Are they yours?
They are yours, Your Majesty. They were the property of the late king, your great.
Yes, I know. Well, I shall read them all. I love to read. I'm so glad I learned to read.
If I might venture to advise, Your Majesty, I should not read these books. Your great...
Yes?
He was a very good king. Oh, yes, really a very superior king in his way, but he was a little, well, strange.
Mad?
Oh, no, not mad, but if I may express it so, he was too clever by half. And I shouldn't like a little king of mine to have anything to do with his books. Both the gentlemen were sincerely shocked. Lionel looked puzzled.
The fact is, your great...
Go on.
was called a wizard.
But he wasn't.
Of course not. A most worthy king was your great...
I see.
But I wouldn't touch his books.
Just this one,
cried Lionel, laying his hands on the cover of a great brown book that lay on the study table. It had gold patterns on the brown leather, and gold clasps with turquoises and rubies in the twists of them, and gold corners, so that the leather should not wear out too quickly.
I must look at this one.
For on the back in big letters he read, The Book of Beasts.